Okay. Hi, everyone. My name is Yaima Valdivia. I'm a software engineer at Neustar, and I'm also the founder of Women in IoT. And I'm here today to talk to you about common IoT security threats. So we are all aware of the news lately. Cameras in the microwaves now sending videos to the government. 185,000 cameras connected to the web with unsecure admin panels. CIA hacking into the smart TVs. The big DDoS attack that led us almost without internet, and also the smart refrigerator that exposed the login credentials for Gmail. So we all know that connected devices are exposed to many security threats, and this presents a massive attack opportunity. So in this talk, I will show you some of the security threats that an Eclipse Kura Gateway can be exposed to, and a way to mitigate these attacks using our open source solution. I have a story that recently happened to me at home. I have a smart home, and it was like 2 weeks ago, our Zigbee door lock started actuating by itself. So it just started turning on and off like 10 times. We were at home. I usually do that to my husband when he's by himself. But we were both there watching TV, and all of a sudden, I didn't know if it was cloud problem happening. I don't know, someone trying to hack into my house, because at the same time, we had a light in our bedroom that was turning on at 3 in the morning every day without any rules triggering that action. So I ended up disconnecting the light and removing the door lock from the hub. Well, I actually get a secure platform happening. So right now, I just have pretty much lights and sensors and nothing that could be hacked. So these are some of the common application attack types. We have the interruption, or DDoS attacks, interception, which is the man in the middle. We have replay with spoofing, and also modification with man-in-the-middle plus tampering. In today's talk, we will focus on modification and replay attacks. So we're going to have a demo kind of hacking the Kura Gateway. So a way to mitigate these digital threats are using certificates or public key infrastructure, or both of them. And I will present you today the Neustar Trusted Device Identity open source as an alternative solution that addresses some of the public key infrastructure defiances. So when you're using a PKI, you have that certificates are pushed to devices to establish root identity. So the device actually has to verify and do a lookup or verification to verify that the person sending the message, the identity sending the message is still valid. And there is no easy recovery after a breach. But if you're using our Neustar Trusted Identity, we have that the identity is pulled from the hardware trusted platform. Devices, they don't need to know the identity of every message. So this entity as abstraction allows you to have an easy recovery. And there is also instant revocability, and you'll see that in the demo as well. And also, we have a very small code footprint. So when the smart refrigerator hack happened, that actually exposed some of the PKI problems. One thing we need to consider is that replay and edit messages can also affect the physical equipment. So we need to have identity management and authentication at the application layer. That's something that it's like crucial to avoid this kind of attacks. So now I will show you how to secure Eclipse Kura Gateway with our Neustar Trusted Device Identity open source. In the demo, I'm using the Kura emulator with the heater example that is already part of the bundle. And we worked on an OSDI component that includes the Neustar Trusted Device Identity. Our SDK can run in small BLE sensors. And in this example, I will not provision the heater. I will just provision the gateway. And the messages coming from the heater are the ones that will be signed. Okay. So this is pretty much just the code that that it's available in GitHub for Kura. All that I'm doing with the existing sample is just adding a line. I actually commented out the MQTT messages because it was just way too much noise. So, and then I'm just signing the data, pretty much just sending temperature, and I'm just saying that every time that the temperature changes, just sign that data and send it to the heating unit. And this is our the main code for, the main activation class for our component. I can show you guys all this code. It's not in GitHub yet available, but if you want to see everything working and play with it, take a look at the code. You're welcome to do so. I'll be here the entire week, pretty much. So let's go to the demo. So when we have the demo running, the first thing that happened is a new device will be generated. So here is a non-provisioned device, so that will be kind of like our Kura Gateway. So the first thing we need to do is provision this device. I have, in this case, Charles proxy listening to everything. So this is how it looks, and then this is how the request, the initial request looks. And then I start getting all the messages from the Eclipse Kura Gateway that are the messages that are being signed. So we're sending, our claim looks like it has the temperature, the issuer, and then the token. And then I'm getting 200s because it is authenticated. So I will stop now the gateway just to stop receiving messages so you can see exactly what happened. And I'll show you what happened when we do a replay attack. So we use one of these devices, one of these messages, and then just try to do a replay, and you can see that there is a 500, and then there was a message that said, OneID refuse cosign device message, because that token was already expired, so you cannot exploit. So a replay attack, in this case, we are preventing a replay attack. So let's say that there is someone listening, so there is a man in the middle, and that person just wants to start changing our message. So let's try to simulate this. I will just copy the signature for later on, and let's say that instead of 21 in temperature, I want to send 100. So I have 100. I just copy the signature back, copy my message, and execute it. And then I got another 500. Let me just do it, both of them together so you can see the message and reject it. Okay, I'm just changing the JWT here in order to simulate the attacker. So we got again, OneID refused to co-sign message. So those are pretty much two of the main attacks that I could actually simulate very easy, and you can see ways to prevent it. Let's see if, okay, this is working. So the main components of our OneID integration are, we have the engine, we have the gateway, and also the agent. The engine, it's the one that verifies and provides aggregated views of the devices, users, and gateway. The gateway itself manages and verifies the devices assigned to a certain identity. And the agent is the one in charge of signing the messages and verifying that everything is working fine. So what would be next for us? We are going to start securing firmware updates. So for this, we're going to try to prevent side loading. And for that, we will integrate with Hawkbit. We will continue testing hardware secure modules. We're going to use Intel, Arctic, Trustonic. We'll have some other integrations into other Eclipse IoT projects, like, for example, Kapua. And pretty much do an integration into secure attestation platform as well. So I guess that actually concludes the talk itself. Contact me if you have any, if you need any further information or to get access to the code. We have some documentation available. My colleagues here can actually send you the white paper with information about our code. And also, like, if you need access to this, or you need to see this demo, or you need to play with it, I don't know, connect it to your Kura installation, just let me know. I'm here available to assist you with that. And just one thing to remember, again, that to have a secure platform, we need to take into account the application layer, that we need to have authentication and identity management in order for us to be able to have a secure platform and not having any data breaches or someone hacking into our devices like it happened a month after the DDoS attack in Finland with the heating system. So, thank you very much. Do you guys have any questions?
It's actually a question on Hawkbit. So Hawkbit today does not have any infrastructure for security. Does Hawkbit by itself have any infrastructure for security for signing software rollouts?
It's not built in Hawkbit, so you can sign the software and upload it to Hawkbit. So Hawkbit doesn't care what kind of artifact files you upload it, but it's not automatically signing it, because most of the people that want to sign it with their infrastructure.
Thank you.
Any more questions?
Sure. What's the technique for managing expiration date on, say you have 10,000 things?
I could assume that it depends on your policy itself, right? You could have an expiration date for, I don't know, for certain identity that you're, certain message that you're trying to sign. Right now, it's immediately. So we're doing an expiration immediately because we never know what's in the middle. We never know what's actually in, like attacking us or could actually be getting the information. If you have, if you saw during the demo, the attack, I was listening to an instant message, and then just seconds later, I was replaying the same message, and it was already expired. It was being refused already. So like if we can still see it here. Well, it's going to be expired for like a minute or two, but if we just replay any message, it's going to be rejected with a 500. And then you get the OneID refuse a co-signed message because that's just because the JTI actually expired. So our token expired. So I would, if I have to choose, I would assume it depends on, at least OAuth, it depends on the different companies. Like if you see thermostats, like the authorization for the tokens for a thermostat, I work with Honeywell and Ecobee, and they both have different policies. So for this, it's immediately. Why would you want to have like two messages with the same token, JTI token? So
how do you deal with clock drift across the larger distributed system?
I'm sorry?
How do you deal with clock drift within a distributed system if you're setting your window so short?
Sorry, I couldn't answer that one. But we can actually get you some more information from the architect of the product itself, if you are interested, or we can provide you with a white paper.
I can help you out a little bit. So we actually don't really consider distributed clocks in this. We make it we're generating a non-funny message, and that's application specific. There's a time to live essentially with the non. Once the non-current. So we sort of give it, I think by default we say it's a minute time to live, but it's really, configurable. And so that was our way of having to not deal with distributed clocks.
Anything else not related to distributed platforms? So there is we actually, I think we have another. Yeah, it is built in here, but it is automatically. In this case, it's actually revoked by the rules. So if the PKI was already expired, if it already happened, even if there is like that message has like the key, the proper key, is going to be automatically revoked. But I don't know if we also like, are we having the?
Yeah, if you go to the devices tab, then you can immediately.
Well, yeah, you can do a revoke in this case, but in this case, I'm signing only the gateway. So if you do like dual signing, you have gateway and your devices, then you can easily just revoke. We also have, I think this was this. No, it wasn't here. It wasn't on the admin panel. So there is another of the screens that we have available that we can actually see all the traffic from the different devices, and also like we can immediately just revoke or even add new devices to be able just to have.
And the key difference is that you can revoke immediately. The onus is not on the end device to do a OCSV lookup to see whether or not the device sending a message is still okay. So that's kind of one of the benefits of this methodology, is that it's an immediate revocation because the next message won't get signed by that authentication gateway and will go through.
Hey, you're welcome. Thanks.